Welcome everybody, thank you all for being here. This is going to be your video about the partial solar eclipse we have in Scorpio. I will explain everything that's happening as well as talk about the important aspects during this video. And if you stay till the end of the video, I will be going through all 12 signs, explaining how and what house this solar eclipse is being highlighted for you. So make sure you still stay till the end. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. It helps the channel grow, helps more people see this video. If you're new here, my name is Cody. I'm an astrologer. I mainly follow the Western tropical astrological cycles and patterns throughout each year. I also do monthly tarot reading videos on YouTube, so go check those out. I do those every month. Also, if you're interested in joining me as a supporter on my Patreon, which I recommend, I do a lot more writing on there about the planet ingressing into each sign, explaining what that means. I also do monthly horoscopes explaining how the month will unfold for you for each sign, and I also do these new moon and full moon horoscopes for the 12 signs as well. So if you're interested, I'll put the link in the description below, but let's get started. So this solar eclipse will be at 2 degrees 0 minutes in the sign of Scorpio at 3:49 a.m. Pacific Standard Time on October 25th, 2022. So this new moon will be a partial eclipse, like I just mentioned. We can see here on the screen, we have the sun and the moon, as well as Venus and the south node. That means it's an eclipse. These planets, though, are about maybe 10 degrees, 11 degrees off from the actual placement of the south node. So this is why it's called a partial solar eclipse, because it's not a total, solar eclipse. Because they're kind of away. The way that eclipses are is the sun, the moon, and the earth create a straight line through each other. That's how eclipses are formed. But it's either on a solar eclipse with a new moon, which is the solar eclipse, or it's a full moon, or it's the lunar eclipse on the opposite side. But they're all lined up in a straight line. So so this partial solar eclipse, we have, like I just said, Venus is right smacked in the middle. The planet of love, beauty, finances, relationships is right in between this. So this is affecting our relationships. This is affecting our money, our how we receive pleasure and just attract people. From this point on, it's going to be shifted in a new way. I mean, Venus is in her detriment in the sign of Scorpio, so it's not to sound negative, but it could be a little uncomfortable. Excuse me. How this solar eclipse unfolds over time, because eclipses actually can last up to 6 months, let alone. So it's a story has been told, is starting to unfold from this point on, and you'll see the results later on. But okay, anyways, I'm getting sidetracked. So like I said, this is a south node eclipse, meaning it's about purging out what doesn't serve you anymore, letting go of these past relationships, like I just mentioned, and any old patterns we have created for ourselves. But eclipses are like portals, quantum leaps, and gateways that will shift your life for you to take a new pathway for what your higher self is calling you to do. So this eclipse is going to be at 2 degrees of the sign of Scorpio, which it's in a fixed sign. So if you have any placements around 2 degrees of Scorpio, or even Leo or Taurus or Aquarius, any of those 4 signs, if you have any planets close to maybe just 0 degrees to 5 degrees, if you have any planets, or if your sun is right there, you will be more impacted by this than anybody else. But if you don't know if you have any placements, I'd recommend looking up your birth chart. Go on any website, you'll discover so much about not just your sun sign. You'll understand. You'll find out you have a rising sign, which is very important through your, about your whole birth chart, because it'll show you if you're following like the whole sign house system. It'll be easier for you to understand like where this is being placed in your birth chart. So look up your birth chart. I recommend it. It will change your life. You'll understand more about what could actually happen for you, and you can start planning good things, and looking for when the challenging times are coming, so you'll be a little more cautious about that. So yeah, okay, so we're gonna talk about the ruler of this full moon. I got a lot to say about this. So the ruler of this solar eclipse is Mars right here. So you can see Mars over here on the screen. He's in Gemini. He's at 25 degrees of Gemini. He's basically motionless. He will be he'll be stationing retrograde like 5 days right after this this solar eclipse. So let me explain what I have to say. So like 5 days after. Okay, so this is gonna give Mars an extra dose of power on top of Mars being, already motionless, stationary, changing directions to go retrograde. So this is just creating, like, Mars is just very powerful right now. What is Mars rules? Mars rules conflicts. Mars rules action. Mars rules, like I said, fights, cuts, severing, just like protecting, like Mars rules all of that stuff. And because Mars is motionless right now and not moving, it gives Mars that extra boost of like power of those energies, like even louder. So this is going to be happening for a while now. So I mean, he'll start to move back in the next couple of weeks, but over the time of October, we've seen like Mars kind of just slowing down and not really moving. So Mars, like I said, Mars in Gemini has been forming a square over here to Neptune in Pisces. So this has been a very like loud and important aspect that's been going on through the month of October, and will continue into November, maybe a little bit in December. Then Mars will station direct in January, and then he'll move forward again and then go over that square once again in like February, March of 2023, once he like finishes his time in Gemini. So what does this mean? Well, I'll tell you what it means. So like there's gonna be a lot of uncertainty, a lot of illusions you'll be dealing with, a lot of fogginess, confusion. Things are not gonna make sense on like where things are headed at the moment. So we can already see that globally. Maybe in your personal life, things are not moving as fast, or you're just very confused about a lot of things. Like I said, things aren't gonna make sense over like the next few months. So just get used to it, because we're in this for a while. The positive thing I want to say about this is this challenging you or pushing you to have faith in whatever you are, planning for. What are you creating over the next maybe 5 months, 6 months, a year, or longer than that? Like, this is the time, like, even though Mars is not moving, and there might bring a lot of frustrations, anger, and any sort of conflict with, maybe yourself or with others. This is giving us an opportunity to just like maybe take things slower, and really like just go over, like, review the stuff that you did in the past, and like transform that into a new, better way or new form of like doing things or something. So this is like what this square aspect is all about. So yes, it's going to be like annoying, confusing. It might be a little, hurtful if you aren't getting what you want, but like that's kind of life. But you want to make sure you are just understanding what you're being told with other people, what you're hearing from the media, because media actually kind of rules Neptune, like all that stuff. So you don't want to believe everything you hear too. So but like I said, Mars being retrograde, I will talk about this more on my Patreon. I will do more writing about this probably sometime next week. So if you want to know more about Mars retrograde in Gemini, make sure you go to my Patreon. It'll be on there, so you can learn more about that, but I won't say too much here. So the new moon in Scorpio, let's go back to that. The new moon in Scorpio is a new moon, so that, you know, new moons are about setting new intentions. But this is a solar eclipse, and it's in the sign of Scorpio, so this is setting intentions right at this point will help you to look deep within yourself and understand, like, what you've been holding on to. What junk have you been holding on to over, you know, I don't know, maybe your whole life, or over the past few months, or whatever. Like, get rid of the junk. This is the time to get rid of the junk. Like I said, it's a purging type of eclipse. Let it go. So what junk do you need to let go that you are still holding on to? For some people, the solar eclipse could be very challenging by addressing these uncomfortable emotions. Excuse me. The moon is at its fall, being in the sign of Scorpio, so it makes the mood of the very more sensitive. You know, you might feel more sensitive, and it could be like, the feeling could be a bit scary. Not saying it will be scary, but it's kind of like that fearful gut instincts that you just like you're like, oh my god, like, you're just like, that brings like so much anxiety to, like, that's kind of what the energy of the moon in Scorpio is. But like, it's just like, let aside, that's a side note, but just kind of giving you like what it means. So the moon, like, this is because the moon is exalted in the sign of Taurus. It's the opposite side of Scorpio. The moon in Taurus likes to feel safe, comfort, safe. I think it just said that. Wait, let me see what I have here. Okay, it likes to feel safe, nurtured, comfortable, enjoying the sensual side, and it's a good time to just ground yourself. So when the moon's in Scorpio, it's kind of like opposite those feelings. You don't feel grounded, you feel emotional. It's a water sign. You're like all over the place. You're like, oh, I don't know if this is right, but it's a lot sometimes. But like I said, it might feel uncomfortable, but it's just the energy of Scorpio. Here are a few extra notes that I put down. It could bring lots of cautious energy. It could bring intense emotions. It can be very secretive, sexual, intuitive, and sometimes resentful. Like, this is just the little notes about the moon being in Scorpio. So, okay, let's move on here. Okay, I want to talk about where this solar eclipse is being placed on the world right now. So it's like, if you're looking at like astrocartography, that's kind of like you putting the planets, like their lines, their ecliptic lines, like you put that onto like the Earth or a globe, and you can see like where their pathway on like the Earth. So it kind of like, if you're near any of those pathways, you get more of like whatever planet is like crossing through, if that makes sense. So that's another side note I want to say. So this solar eclipse will be located mostly in Europe, Western Russia, Northern Africa, and even part of the Middle East. We already know what's been going on around the world in those areas for most of this year. It's been all over, so this is nothing new. But then you put a solar eclipse in, like, highlighting these areas will create massive change for those people that live in those countries over time. Maybe over the next 6 months will be a little intense for those countries in those places. So not to fear or create any scarcity, but the universe has a plan for every one of us. So this is like, we have to get through like the toughest of times to come out of the, like, you know, to come into the light much stronger, much tougher, and much like better than where we were before. So overall, I would just say it will probably be tougher. You know, it'll be a tough winter season, and maybe moving into the spring season for them. Maybe I'm just kind of just putting that out there, but it'll be tough for them, you know, over the next 6 months, like I just mentioned. That's how long these eclipses can actually last. Okay, all right, so let's jump into each sign. I'm gonna kind of do something a little different. We're gonna start with Scorpio, and then we're gonna go make our way around. So let's look at the 12 signs. What I would recommend, like I said earlier, is to listen to your rising sign, but you could also listen to your sun sign. That'll just kind of give you a little idea of what area, what house this is being placed in. So let me just let me go through Scorpio. Let me go to Scorpio first. Okay, so here we are. We have, Scorpio rising, Scorpio suns. If you fall for your Scorpio moon, that's fine too. This solar eclipse is showing up for you in the house that rules your ascendant sign. This is about your self-image, your personality, your physical body, and your approach to life. There's something here around those topics that you're ready to transform. You're ready to let go. You're ready to release any of those topics, so you can create more exciting experiences for yourself, your health, your body, what you want to look like, what you want to present yourself as, all those things. Over the next 6 months, you'll see the results of what you are creating at this moment in time. So very exciting for you Scorpios. It's a very transformational time for you Scorpios. Having this eclipse in your sign, having this south node through your sign. I know how draining it's been. If you have any Scorpio placements, we only have I think about maybe 6, 7 months, 8 months maybe left of the south node being in your sign. So just hang on. There's nothing to fear here. Just some changes happening in your first house. Okay, so let's move on. We're gonna go to Sagittarius. So if you're a Sagittarius sun, Sagittarius rising, if you fall for your Sagittarius moon, that's fine as well. Excuse me. Sagittarius, this is happening in your 12th house. This solar eclipse is happening in the house that rules your subconscious, blind spots, hidden enemies, or just any endings of anything. This is a closing out. Literally, because it's a new moon, it's a south node eclipse, so it's a time of purging, letting all that junk away, getting rid of all that junk that's been in your in the back of your mind, so to say, in your subconscious. Let go of it now. It's a time to just get rid of it. You don't need it anymore. From this point on, over the next 6 months, you will understand and see the results of what was started at this point in time, because of what you are trying to release. And maybe you're trying to release any fears, any guilt, any doubts within yourself, or just anything around that. Let it go now. It doesn't matter anymore. This is the time, the universe giving you an opportunity to just say, okay, you've dealt with it your whole life. Now this is the time to actually really look at that and see what you can create by discovering certain new aspects of yourself, or just something that you just don't want to have anymore. Let it go. It's probably not going to be worth it. So I think it's a very exciting time. I'm a Sag, so I can say this for myself. I already see this happening in my life. So okay. So let's move on to, Scorpio rising, Capricorns, Capricorn risings, Capricorn suns, Capricorn moons, any Cap placements, this will be for you. Capricorns, This solar eclipse is happening in your 11th house. The 11th house rules friends, communities, communities, alliances, your audience, anybody that's, or even career, like certain aspects this could represent in your career or what you gain from your career. So there's, like I said, there's something around these topics that you're ready to just let go of. You're ready to release it. You're ready to just purge it all out. Maybe it's an old friendship or any old groups that you used to hang out with, or anyone that you used to connect or network with that you no longer need anymore. Like maybe it's a time to find your new group or your new people, your new tribe in a sense, so to say. But like maybe, yeah, I mean, like it's sharing common. You're just like trying to find the right type of people that where you can share common dreams, common hopes, common just like excitement, fun things being with like being in large groups. You can finally find some sort of like middle ground, I guess you could say, or you can find the right like level to just like be with those people and enjoy them from this point in time. And you'll see those results over these next 6 months, and you'll understand what you had to let go of so you can open a new door, so to say. So very exciting for you Capricorns. Okay, let's go to Aquarius's. All right, so Aquarius, this could be Aquarius Sun, Aquarius Rising, Aquarius Moon, any other placements. Aquarius, this solar eclipse is happening in your 10th house of career, your public life, your reputation, or any long-term goals that you've been setting for yourself. Any of these topics around this time is the time to purge it out, let it go, release, maybe let go of a job that you've been working at, maybe letting go of certain skills you have put to the test for yourself. There's something around these topics that you are ready to just let go to achieve new achievements or a better job or just success in general. This is the time to let go of any old patterns, any old reputations that you've had in the past. From this point on, whatever you do, Aquarius, you will notice that in the next 6 months, why you had to let go of these certain, topics, certain things, because of opening a new door to maybe, like I said, new job. This could be something new that you want people to know you for, like what you do out in the public. This is a very exciting time for you, Aquarius. Let it go. This might have to deal with a relationship because, Venus is in the middle of this. So maybe relationships in your career, you need to let go of those people so you can create, not create, but just so you can, meet new people that can help you achieve your goals. So very exciting. Let's move on to Pisces. Pisces suns, Pisces risings, Pisces moons, any Pisces placements. Pisces, this new moon is happening in your 9th house. The house of belief systems, philosophy, higher education, or publishing of some kind. There's something around these topics you are ready to let go of. You're ready to release. You're ready to shift your perspectives and worldview of, maybe it has to do with relationships. Maybe it has to do with maybe foreign countries or taking long trips, and you need to understand, what you need when you get to those places or those destinations. From this point on, you'll understand in the next 6 months why you had to let go of these certain belief systems, these certain visions, these certain anything that has to do with like foreign. This could even be like taking a higher educational course, and you're like, you know what, I've been wanting to take one, and I need to just let go of that and just actually do it. You know, let's actually make this happen. So what do you need to get rid of so you can start anew with anything around philosophy, higher education, belief systems, or publishing? So it's very exciting. So honestly, this whole thing for each of these signs can be very exciting if you do as the universe is telling you to do, is to let go and release. So you'll understand why you had to let go of these belief systems that people have told you, or what you have learned over maybe your whole life or just a certain amount of time. You're ready to step into your own light. Excuse me. You're ready to stand in like around. You're ready to like start new belief systems and like what you can dream about and what you want to create out in the world. So, okay, let's go to Aries risings. Okay, let me look at my notes. Okay, Aries risings. Aries risings, Aries suns, Aries moons, any of that. Aries. This is happening in your 8th house. The 8th house rules your partner's resources, your partner's finances. It rules debts. It rules inheritance. It rules intimacy. It rules sexual intimacy with your partner. Any of these topics around this time, you're ready to let go. You know, there's something here, or there's something that you've been dealing with that really needs to transform so you can get maybe closer with people, or closer with your partner's resources, or just anything that has some sort of shared vision, shared joint resources, like anything that you are sharing. This is the point to let go of those old ways of sharing with people. That's what I'm trying to say. There's something around these topics that you are ready to let go of. If you this is your partner's money. Like, this is stuff that you don't own, but this is like somebody, your relationship, what they own. You know, there's something here starting from this point in time that you'll really understand in like the next 6 months why things had to change in this area of life for you. Like I said, Venus is in the middle of this, so it could be about relationships, maybe your partner, maybe other relationships that you have, you know, people that you have close bonds with. You're ready to just let it go. You're ready to change those views that you have in around like 8th house. This could be about, you know, psychology. This could be about being an asset of somebody, like being more assets, or you get what I'm saying. Okay, let's move on. Let's go to Tauruses. This solar eclipse is happening for you, Tauruses, in the 7th house. The 7th house rules relationships, open enemies, supporters, agreements, any relationship, any one-on-one relationship you have on a daily basis. There's something here that is starting over. There's something here that you need to focus on so you can let go or release, to create or to meet new people, to create those deeper and better relationships for you. There's something around these topics that you want to let go of, that you no longer need. So if there's a relationship that you've been dealing with, this is the time that it's just like, maybe you have to let go of someone. Or if you are in a good, healthy relationship, this is the time to maybe like set new goals together, set new focus on each other, maybe more time, spend more time with each other. What else could I say? That's really it, honestly. Just like creating more support for like for other, like maybe you're supporting other people, or maybe other people are now supporting you. So you'll understand in the next 6 months or so why things had to change at this point in time, so you can maybe have better, healthier relationships for you, you know, that may last. You know, maybe you've been trying to want a relationship, but you need to like you're not ready or something in a way. But either way, like, this is a relationship changing for you. This is either letting go of a relationship, letting go of finances, money, any possessions you own, so you can create and maybe gain over time, maybe new things. So very exciting for you, Tauruses. Let's move on to Geminis. Okay, Geminis, this solar eclipse is happening in your 6th house. 6th house, okay, the 6th house rules daily routines, co-workers, your work in general, illnesses, any sort of diets, physical health, all that kind of stuff. So there's something around these topics that you are ready to let go of and start a new cycle where you can have like a healthier diet or a healthier body, or some type of fitness look that you've been trying to maybe like create or something. But this is a South Node eclipse. This is about releasing. This is about purging. This is about letting that go, letting all those junk, all those old things that maybe those old people they used to work with. You're like ready to just leave them, or just maybe you've been dealing with a lot of like maybe illnesses of some type, or illnesses with people, like the people in your environment, your work environment. There's something here that is changing for you, and you'll understand and see the results over the next 6 months or so. You'll understand why things had to transform and change at this time for you Geminis, even if it feels uncomfortable. So this could be, like I said, like Venus is in the middle. This could be your relationships. This could be about money. This could be about any possessions or anything that you desire. You might not feel good dealing with this, but it'll unfold into something much better for you Geminis. Let's move on to Cancers. Cancers, this is probably one of the best places this solar eclipse could be for you guys. Actually, I'm kind of excited for you Cancers. So Cancers, this is happening in your 5th house. The 5th house rules joy, happiness, love, romance, creativity, children, hobbies, all of that stuff. Romance, I think I said that already. Romance, like there's maybe new romances starting to appear after this, but maybe you need to get rid of some old love interest or love partner, or someone you've been in a relationship with, or something that you've been trying to create. This point on, it's time to let it go. You will understand why you had to let those things go over the next 6 months, and you'll probably be in a much better state of mind, honestly, when it comes to like what you want to like create for yourself, or how you're presenting your unique side, or like presentation or whatever of anything. Maybe you want to start dating from this point. Maybe you have to release certain dating or maybe certain aspects that you have done in the past when it comes to dating. Maybe this is the time to maybe start looking for new ways of being romantic or something like that. Honestly, it could be very exciting for you Cancers, so just look out for that over the next few months. Let me just see. Yeah, like you'll find more pleasant moments, like I just said, in love and dating, if you change something, if you let go of something. So let's move on to Leos. All right. So Leo Sun, Leo Rising, Leo Moons. This is happening in your 4th house. 4th house rules home, family, private life, parents, anybody living in your home. This could be your, this is the place where, you know, you come to where you, it's like you're the bottom of your chart. This is, what is the word? Your subterranean place of like just, of what keeps you rooted, what keeps your foundation, like hold on steady ground. So, okay, just looking at some notes. Okay, but yeah, so like there's a lot of things changing around home and family relationships in your family. Maybe this is your parents. Something's changing around your parents. Maybe mother, something to do with your mother. Excuse me. There's something around these topics where you're ready to maybe release some uncomfortable emotions or uncomfortable situations in your home, or uncomfortable like ways that you like where your living situation is. Maybe you're changing something, maybe you're getting rid of your home, maybe you're getting rid of the stuff in your home, like your possessions, the things that you own, because Venus is right in the middle of this. So this can mean any of that. Maybe you need to release any of that. Maybe you're trying to create a new home or buy a home or start something in your home. From this point on, you'll understand in the next 6 months why you had to do all those things, why you had to purge and get rid of all that junk that you don't need anymore in your home. Or just shifting situations that you have with your family members or anyone in your living situation, like I just mentioned. Okay, let's move on to Virgos. Virgos, this is happening in your third house. Solar eclipse is happening in your third house, the house that rules the mind, siblings, short trips, or relatives of any kind. There's something here around these topics where you are ready to let go of like common interests, or people in your environment, in the local environment. Like maybe because Venus is stuck in the middle of this, maybe there's certain relationships that you always run into, you know, in your local area or your routine or your commune that you don't want to deal with anymore. So this is the time to purge that out. Maybe there's certain situations you have with siblings that you need to address and release to, you know, have healthy relationships with your siblings or neighbors. Like it could feel uncomfortable though, but being uncomfortable is much better because it'll help you in the long run. So it's like you have to get through these uncomfortable times to create better ones with other people. Or just like it's the way you communicate. So like maybe you are releasing the way you verbalize, or you used to verbalize, you know, how you what you're interested, or the way you talk, or the way you interact with people or something. This is the time to just maybe like change up the like certain ways, certain aspects of like your mind of what you want to say to others. So a lot of this is dealing with the mind, Virgos. So like what your thoughts, your ideas, what are you gonna like purge out of those old thoughts, old ideas, and create new ones? Like you'll understand in the next 6 months or in the next few months why you had to like change the way you verbalize stuff, or you share ideas, or you communicate, or just run into people, run into relatives or something. So there's something here that you need to change and transform in that area of life for you. So this could be money, this could be possessions. I don't know if I said that or not. Possessions, things that you own, things that you desire, things that you just are attractive to. You know, this could be any of those. You know, this is like the time to just really look at that, those topics of like what you're interested in, and change the way you deal with that stuff. So let's move on to the last sign, which is Libra. All right, Libras. Sun in Libra, Libra rising, Libra moon, any of those. Libras, this is happening in your second house. The second house rules finances, rules values, it rules possessions, it rules anything that you own, anything to do what you're putting into your body. It's what you're consuming on a daily basis, what you need. This is your support system. This is like what's holding you, what's keeping you alive. Like, what do you need? Like this, I said, it's like food. It represents food. It represents your body. It represents like money. It represents your money. So this is your money. When I was talking about the other side, it's like other people's money. Now we're talking about your money, Libras. So any of these topics, there's something around these topics that you've been maybe wanting to change, you've been wanting to purge and get rid of it. This is the time to do that. Maybe you're trying to find better support systems. Maybe you're trying to invest in more, to have more money, or maybe trying new skills that you can, that can work better for you, or have like better food for you, for your body. Let's see. I think that's everything I mentioned. Yeah, that's about it. Let me mention. Let me see. Yeah, I think I mentioned everything else. Just like, okay, yeah, just sticking to what can create, a system that can create better wealth for you, better stability for what you can own, or what can keep you feeling stable, but it could feel uncomfortable dealing with this stuff and trying to let that go. But this is the time to let those things go. You'll understand in the next 6 months or so why you had to change certain things that you own. Maybe you have to get rid of some possessions or certain items that you have, and maybe you're trying to sell some items to gain more money. That could be another possibility. So, like I said, it's Venus is right in the middle. This could be about trying to earn more money, getting rid of stuff that you don't want anymore, and that can feel uncomfortable at times. So, just really look at those items, or really look at what you want to find better support for yourself over the next 6 months. So, I think that's all I have to say. All right, thank you all for being here. That is the end of the video. I will see you in the next video. Catch you later. Don't forget to look at the description box below.